guys, welcome to my channel. Obviously this is my first video, so it's probably not gonna be perfect, but hopefully it's good at least. So I guess I'm just gonna jump right into it. So I think I'm just gonna get started, jump right into everything, get started. Today I'm just gonna do an everyday makeup look. This is pretty much what I do every single day. I wear makeup almost every single day, and I normally do a full face. There are some days when I'll just throw clear brow gel through my brows and then curl my lashes, pop on some mascara, and call it good. But this is about what I do every single day. So let's get started, I guess. First thing I'm going to be using is the Lancome Ultra Wear 24-hour foundation. And I did use a beauty blender for this for the longest time, but now I don't. I just use this Real Techniques brush. It's just one of their really dense fiber brushes. I think it's probably their foundation brush, but I couldn't tell you, I've had it forever. And then I just go in circular motions. I find that it helps blend it out the fastest, and it doesn't leave me streaks either. I kind of have, I don't want to say big pores, but I have pores. They're pretty noticeable. And doing it in a circular motion helps blur them out a little bit. So that's why I do it that way. And I get right up under my eyes too, in my eyelid. I don't use concealer just because I find that everyone that I've tried, on me at least, tends to crease really bad, no matter how I do it. So for me, I find it's just easier to just skip it. This foundation is pretty full coverage, so I find that I don't really need it. I don't have dark circles or anything. Well, I mean, I do, but they're not, you know, too crazy. And I go under my chin too. And I also make sure that I'm really doing that circular motion around my nose. That's where my pores are the largest, and I really want them to look blurred out. I don't want them to look noticeable. So making sure that I'm don't have any streakiness, that everything is blended to my liking. And then I go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This stuff is amazing. I love this stuff. And then I can't remember the name of this brush set. It looks like this. Cosmo by Haley swears by these. That's where I found it from. They are vegan, which I love. And they're really awesome. I've had them for about a year now. They've held up pretty well, and they weren't too expensive either, which is good. I think the quality of them is a lot better than some of the drugstore brushes that you can find. Then I'm just gonna go through and dab this in. At the very end, I'll kind of buff everything out, but for the most part, I just like to just dab. I find that this helps the most to get everything set and it's sunken in without making me look super cakey, which obviously is what we're trying to avoid. I'm just gonna kind of buff everything out, make sure everything's dusted off. And I think that looks pretty good. Next, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. I use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This stuff is amazing. And then I am using a brush from the same one, this powder brush. The one that I mentioned that Cosmo by Haley talks about. It's like this. It's kind of a tapered contour brush. I don't like to contour. I actually use my bronzer as kind of a contour, just because I feel like on me, doing contour and bronzer just makes me look really muddy, and that's not what I'm going for. So I just kind of put this in the hollows of my cheek. I want it to be kind of blended out, but I want to get that like really chiseled cheekbone line. So I just use this as just kind of my bronzer and contour in one. It looks kind of harsh now, but once I put I highlight my blush, it looks really, really blended and nice. And then I do the same thing around my forehead. I know some people don't contour their forehead or bronze their forehead, but I like to. I just feel like it fits my face a little bit better. Makes me look a little bit more sculpted, which is what I want to go for. Especially with my face shape and structure, I feel like I don't really have those high cheekbones. I don't have that definition, which is the look that I want, the look that I go for. And I feel like this really gives that to me. And then going in on the other side. So like I said, I want to make sure I look chiseled, but I also want to make sure that I look bronzed. So I want to make sure that everything is blended out. I kind of want to have that harsh line like you would with a contour, but since this is just bronzer, I don't want it to be too harsh. I just want it to look very blended and kind of natural. I'm gonna go back in with my powder brush And I'm just gonna kind of angle it like this. Take the side of it to kind of blend out that harsh line. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, and then next I'm moving over to blush. This blush is my favorite. This is by Tarte, and it's in the shade Dazzled. It's just really pretty, and it's very buildable. So if you're somebody who just likes a really soft blush, this will be perfect. And then on nights when you're going out or you want more of a glam makeup look, you can definitely build this up. All of the Tarte blushes are amazing. Now this I'm not necessarily going to put on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to kind of blend it back a little bit. I just feel like it looks a lot more natural. I don't like that Barbie doll look, I guess, so to speak, where you kind of have that like really heavy blush on the apples of your cheeks. I just kind of want it to look like I'm just kind of flushed, like it's a natural kind of blush that I have going on. I'm going to take it down to the apples of my cheeks just a little bit, but for the most part I want everything to be focused towards the back. I don't want it to be super heavy on my apples. And then same thing on the other side, just making sure that it is heavier on the back. Not too crazy on the apples of my cheeks. All right, I think we're good on the blush. Next I'm gonna move on to my highlight. And of course, I'm using a Becca highlight. This is in the shade Champagne Pop. This is one of my favorites. I know it's a lot of people's favorites. Actually, it's a really, really gorgeous shade. All of Becca's highlights are amazing. They're just really nice quality. They're very buildable as well, just like the Tarte blushes. You can go super soft, super natural, or you can build it up and go for like a super blinding highlight. Not necessarily my look, but on days when I'm going out or I want a really glam look, I like to go a little bit heavier with this. So I'm just gonna pop this on the highest points of my cheekbone, and then I'm gonna go up on my brow a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy because, like I said, I do have an oily T-zone, and if you have oily skin, like I do, you don't necessarily want to carry that highlight down too far. Otherwise, it is going to make you look oily and not highlighted like what we're going for. So make sure you're focusing just on the highest point of the cheekbone, and then a little bit by the brows. I know for a lot of people, they'll put highlight like maybe above their brows, on their forehead, right here, on the tip of their nose, on the bridge of their nose. I skip those steps because I am so oily. I don't want to accentuate my T-zone, accentuate my oiliness. That's not what I want to do. I want to look highlighted and glowy without looking oily. So I pop a little bit on my lip. Just the top right there. I feel like that helps when I'm going in with lipstick. just make my lips look a little bit fuller. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. You can see that there. Highlighted, but it's not overly crazy. And then after I'm done with all three of those, I go back in with my powder brush, and I just like to go over everything, make sure that my bronzer and my blush is kind of blended in with each other, but I also don't want everything to look really harsh. Next I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow. I like to save my brows until after I do my eyeshadow. Just kind of personal preference. If I am doing like a very glam makeup look on my eyes, something with really dark shadow, then I will skip doing all of this first. I'll put a little foundation on my eyelid and then on my lower lash line and blend it out, and then I'll go in and do my eyeshadow first. That way if I have any fallout, I'm not ruining my foundation. But for the most part, I normally always start with my foundation, do my powder, my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, do all that first. That's just what I find easiest. Okay. Starting on the eyes, for my everyday looks, I normally go between two palettes. The Urban Decay Smoky palette. This one is one that I like to use every day. And then I am also in love with the Anastasia Renaissance palette. This Modern Renaissance palette is amazing. This is a really, really, really awesome palette. I got it pretty late. I waited to buy it until it was out for a while. Why? I have no idea, because it is absolutely amazing. I mean, these shadows are so creamy and so blendable and so pigmented. It's an amazing palette. If you don't have it, you should get it. It's awesome. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is this one right here. As you can see, I've used a lot of it. It's just a really pretty lilac color, and I will link everything in the description box, all the products I've used in order of how I use them, as well as the specific eyeshadows that I use from which palette too, just in case you wanted to know. So this I'm just gonna pop right in my crease. Now I'm just gonna kind of use this as a transition shade. All over, kind of in my crease, but kind of all over my crease and up towards my brow. I just want it to kind of act as a transition shade. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Just making sure that everything's blended. I don't want any harsh lines. And I'm trying to make sure, once I move in with the darker shades, that I'm not taking them too far into the inner corner of my eye. With hooded eyes, you really want to accentuate the ends of your eyes. You want to bring them kind of up and out just to make your eyes look that much bigger. And I guess that kind of goes for not just hooded eyes, but any eye shape that you have. It's just a really flattering look. So I'm trying not to bring things too much into the inner corner of my eye. I want to accentuate things on the outer end. So next shade I'm going to go in with is also from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's this shade right here called Warm Taupe. Now this one I'm going to kind of go in and define more of that crease. This shade isn't too smoky of a shade, it's not too dark, which is what I'm going for. I don't want it to be too crazy, but I kind of want to go in and make sure that that crease is more defined. And I'm just using the same brush as I used to take that lilac shade. I'm not too worried about mixing colors in this look, just because it is an everyday look, and I kind of want everything to be soft and blended anyway. So I'm not too worried about mixing shades, reusing the same brush, that kind of thing. Now this shade, I'm kind of flicking the end out a little bit towards the end of my brow. I feel like this helps open my eyes up a lot more. Kind of get rid of that hooded eye that I was talking about earlier. And I'm gonna go in a couple of times. I'm only doing a little at a time, just because I want to make sure that everything is blended. I don't want anything to be too harsh. It's much better to start out with a little at a time and then build up as you go. Otherwise, you're gonna find that everything just looks really muddy, and there's a big difference between things looking muddy and things looking blended. So I'm just going in with a little bit at a time, taking my time blending everything out. I don't want to go in with too much and then end up with a really harsh look. Now that I pretty much have everything blended the way I want near my crease, I'm going to go in with a lid shade. Find a brush. This is also a Wet n Wild brush. It's just really flat and rounded, perfect for your crease. And what I like to do is I'm going to go in with the Smoky palette. I'm going to go in with the lightest shade over here, which is 13. And I'm going to pop this all over my lid. Just to act as a base for the lid shade I'm going to put over top of it. This is really buildable as well, which is awesome. Then next thing I'm gonna do is I actually like to go in with my Becca highlighter, my Champagne Pop, and put that on my lid. For an everyday look, I feel like this just kind of helps to give me that dewiness and freshness that I'm going for. I mean, you definitely can also do this in a glam look. Maybe spray some setting spray or some Fix Plus on it, and then pop that on your lid. That would really heighten everything up to the next level. Give you more of that glam look, more than an everyday look. But I'm just gonna pop this on my lid. And I'm really making sure that I'm just pressing everything in. I'm going to go in with a brush first, but then I'm also going to take that Champagne Pop on my ring finger, just because I find that with a lot of these shades, doing it that way, the warmth from your finger, it just gives it kind of a foiled look, and makes everything way more pigmented. And then I'm gonna go in with a different brush, also from that same set that I was talking about. Also from the same set that I was talking about, the one that Cosmo by Haley swears by. And I'm just gonna make sure that everything is blended out. I don't want there to be a super harsh line between the champagne pop in my crease. And then on this eye, I'm just gonna go in the brush from the same set. It's just this small, rounded, very dense brush, and I actually use this for my lower lash line. Now for my lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with the shade of Whiskey, right there. It's just kind of a really nice brown. This is basically what I do every single day. I just find that it's a really nice shade to have for under your lash line, just to kind of give you that really smoked out, big-eyed, doll-eyed look, which is what I like. That looks pretty good. It looks a little bit crazy now, but once I have mascara on, it will look a lot better. Alright, and then next thing I'm going to do is go in and do my brows. I like to do my brows before I do my mascara. Not really sure why, that's just kind of the routine I've gone through. Now I'm just using this Anastasia brush. It's double-sided. You have your brow end and then a comb to comb through your brows. And then I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. Mine is in the shade Medium Brown. Probably a little bit thicker than I normally go. But I normally like stick with that shape, roughly that thickness. And then I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This stuff is amazing. You could also use clear mascara. I did use clear mascara for a while. There's a lot of good drugstore ones. But I find that this one just keeps everything in place all day. I haven't found anything that really keeps the product where I want it, keeps my hairs where I want it. I find that a lot of the other clear mascaras from the drugstore, if you're using it as a brow gel, they really tend to fade really badly if you're wearing your makeup for a prolonged time. I normally have my makeup on anywhere from, I'd say, 7 to 10 hours a day, so I want everything to stay put, and this really does the trick. So I'm just combing up. I want to make sure that all my hairs are coated with product. We have one brow done. Last step is going in with mascara. My eyelashes and my eyes are probably my most liked feature about myself. So this is where I spend most of my time every day, just making sure that my eyelashes are separated the way that I want them to look, they're curled, and that they're going to last all day. So the first thing I do is I'm going to go in with a spoolie, just brush through my lashes, and then this is a Tarte eyelash curler, a really awesome gray eyelash curler. I'm just gonna go in and curl my lashes. I start at the base, do a couple of pumps, move up a little bit, do a couple of pumps, and then I'm just gonna carry it all the way down to the end of my eyelashes, doing a couple of pumps every time. Just making sure that everything is really curled and even, and that it's gonna last all day. go over them one more time. Like I said, I really just want to make sure that everything is curled, it's gonna last all day, that it's even, that it looks just really nice, and that my lashes look full. I'm just gonna comb them out again, making sure that everything looks good, that they're curled the way that I want them to. Sometimes I'll have to go over them a couple of times just to make sure that there's not any that are kind of crinkled. Now I just picked up this mascara the other day. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Lashes to Die For mascara. Now I was told that some of his lash serum is in this mascara. I don't know how true that is, but as far as I can tell, I've been using it for about a week now. It's mascara that I really like. It makes them long, it makes them separated. It doesn't necessarily make them dark or full, so I find that I have to go over with another mascara. And I like to use multiple mascaras and layer as well, so it's not really that big of a deal. This is what it looks like. So far it's a mascara that I'm really liking. Like I said, my eyelashes mascara, that's really important to me, so I like to spend a lot of time finding good mascaras and layering and making sure they're really making my eyelashes look the way I want them to. So I'm just going to start at the base of my lash and do wiggly motions. I want to make sure that I'm really getting that product into the root of my lashes. Like I said, I really want to make sure that I'm pressing this into the lower lash line. And then wiggling up. I want to make sure that the product is getting everywhere I want it to go. I want to make sure that it's really in the base of my lashes. And you can see already the difference just with one coat. It just really opens your eyes. Mascara is probably my favorite part of makeup. So after one coat of that, next mascara I'm going to use is the Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit. This mascara is awesome. I love this mascara so much. I'm not even going to wait for the first coat of the mascara to dry. I feel like it gets really clumpy with any mascara if you let the coat dry and then try to layer. So I'm just going to go straight in, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now this one is curved, so it's really good at making sure that your lashes look curled and really long and really beautiful. And then I'm gonna take it and go on the back side of my lashes, and then coat them that way, because I really want to make sure that they're dark, that every lash is coated. And then I'll go in with a second coat of this Roller Lash. But for right now, I'm going to take this to my lower lash line. I always put mascara on my lower lash line. And I have a lot of lashes on my lower lash line. And they're pretty long, so I want to make sure that every one of them is coated. I really like that doll-eyed big mascara look, and I just feel like it really helps to pull everything together. And then I will do one final coat on my upper lash line. My upper lashes just after I do lipstick. Now this is the Pharmacy Lip Balm. I believe I got this in a Birchbox when I was subscribed, and I've had it for a while, and it is really, really awesome. It's kind of a really thick gloss, and I'm just using same brush set, just a little lip brush. I don't like to use my fingers with this because it is really thick and sticky, almost like a gloss. I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush, coat my lips with this. And I did rub off the foundation that was on my lips earlier. I hate putting any type of lip product on my lips when they're covered in any foundation or anything. Alright, so my lips are coated. I'm probably looking crazy glossy. And then I'm using this Urban Decay lipstick. It is a cream lipstick, and it is in the shade Violet. It's just a really pretty pink. And I'm just gonna go over my lips with this. I don't use a lip liner or anything, not on an everyday basis. Not when I'm using this lipstick, at least. And then I'm gonna go in with my finger, and I'm just gonna rub everything together. I really want to press everything into my lips. Make sure that the gloss and the lipstick are really mixed in well with each other. I feel like that really gives the illusion that I have like a really thick lip gloss over my lipstick. And then I'm going to go in again with another coat of mascara. Just on my top lashes, not on my bottom. And I think I'm pretty much satisfied with how that looks. Now, I didn't really do anything with my hair except blow dry it. I would say on an everyday basis it's probably 60-40. 60% I curl it, 40% I straighten it. It's one of the two. I don't really do anything special, any specific styles with my hair unless I'm going out or doing pictures or any kind of event. But today I just blow dried it. I have this coconut oil serum that I use just on the ends of my hair, just a little bit. I can always do a tutorial on how I curl my hair, what products I use, blow drying, that kind of thing, if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. Otherwise, this is the finished look. enjoyed this tutorial. Obviously this is my first YouTube video, my first channel video, so let me know if you guys have any suggestions of anything you'd like to see, if there's any particular videos. This channel is mainly going to be beauty, the products that I love, makeup hauls. I might include some style lookbooks, some outfits, that kind of thing, glam makeup looks, everyday makeup looks, just kind of a whole collage of beauty related things, beauty related videos, get ready with me's, going out videos, that type of thing. So let me know if there's anything in particular you guys want to see, if there's any particular makeup looks, any particular products you want me to review or show you guys or do a demo on. I have a bunch of other makeup palettes. A lot of them have a lot of fun, bright, different colors in them, so if you guys want to see me do any tutorials with those colors, just let me know. I will be glad to hear any of the suggestions you guys have. You just have to let me know. If you like this video, if you like me, if you want to see more of my videos and all things beauty related, subscribe to my channel. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where it takes me. Beauty is a hobby, makeup is a hobby, it's a passion. I love doing it every day. It's kind of a stress relief. So like I said, I'm really passionate. So let me know if there's anything you guys want to see, if there's any specific videos you want me to film. I am all to hear your suggestions, so just let me know and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!